Good afternoon. I'll be presenting about our work on air pollution and noise in Accra, Ghana. Sub-Saharan Africa is the world's fastest urbanizing region, but this urban growth has been largely unplanned, making air and noise pollution issues of public health concern. Looking at this figure, we can see that SSA has one of the highest PM 2.5 levels in the world. However, the region also has the lowest number of monitoring networks. The sources of air and noise pollution in SSA are diverse and include transport, biomass burning, dust, and small roadside businesses. However, there is little that is known about within city disparities in sources and also exposure levels. Therefore, we characterize the space-time patterns of outdoor PM 2.5 and noise levels as it relates to land use variables and socioeconomic factors in Accra, Ghana's capital. For the methods, we measured PM 2.5 concentrations and noise levels from 110 unique locations comprising of 10 sites that were monitored continuously for a year and 100 sites that were monitored for 7-day periods. These sites were also chosen to cover a range of land use and socioeconomic factors. Our results show that PM 2.5 was about 3 times higher than the WHO guideline. And as we can see in figure A, PM 2.5 is higher at sites that are near major roads, followed by sites that are located in low-income, high biomass use neighborhoods. Figure B shows that PM 2.5 is highest around 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and those correspond to morning and evening rush time hours. Figure C shows that the levels of PM 2.5 are highest during the Harmattan season, which is a period when transported dust and changes in local and regional meteorologic conditions affect the city. As we can see in figure D, noise pollution across the city is generally higher than the local guideline limits. And figure E shows that about 50% of sound pollution comes from road transport. In conclusion, PM 2.5 and noise pollution in Accra are at levels that are potentially dangerous to human health, and there is significant within city variations as it relates to SAS and land use factors. Therefore, these environmental health risk factors need to be prioritized in national policies in order to protect public health. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge our team members. Thank you for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was a wonderful start. If I can ask people to raise their hand if they have questions for Sarah, and I think I'll start with the first question while people are thinking about what they'd like to ask. Sarah, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about the future directions for your research in Accra?
Yes, thank you for your question. So in terms of future directions, we have a few things that we want to do. We want to analyze our PM filters for chemical composition so we can better understand the sources of PM 2.5 in Accra. We also have some modeling work that is going to occur after data collection. So we are going to be using chemical transport and dispersion models, as well as land use regression models to estimate pollution levels and also to understand how changes to policy can actually affect pollution levels.
Wonderful. I have a chat question that just came in from Laura Vandenberg. So it's interesting to mix PM 2.5 and noise. Why did you select noise, and can these two factors interact with each other?
We selected noise because the sources of PM 2.5 and noise are similar. So for instance, both noise and PM 2.5 come from road transportation, small site businesses, because there are businesses where people do commercial cooking along the roads. And there are also businesses along the road, which include like music shops and where people play music at loud volumes. So that was why we chose noise to go along with PM 2.5, because it's easy to collect both data together.
Wonderful. We have another chat question from Nagasai Arani, who said, "Great work, Sarah. What software did you use to perform the analysis?"
Most of the analysis were done using HAR software and Accra.
Okay. While we're waiting for other questions, I had one other question, and that is, I'm wondering, in your plans in the future, are you going to be collecting, say, survey data to also be able to find out, it's because you'll have really nice detailed data all around the city, but what if someone lives in one place, works in another place, you know, to be able to better characterize their exposure? Will you be able to get that information, do you think?
That's currently not a part of this project, but future projects would look at collecting survey data so we can get more information as it relates to time-based activities of people.
Great. Let's make sure I'm not missing hands. It takes a little bit to, oh, here's another write-in from Jen Whitehill, who said, "Your study was super interesting. You mentioned that you'll study policy changes. What kind of things are planned in the region that may impact these things that you studied?"
Some of the things that have been planned in Accra include BRT. So those are bus rapid transport systems. They are so currently we have buses that can only transport about 10 to 15 people per time. So the city is looking at expanding that so that we can have these BRT buses that can take more people per time in order to reduce traffic congestion and also to reduce traffic intensity. So hopefully that can actually reduce pollution levels, both air and noise pollution levels across the city. And also there is some talk about actually posing some sanctions on noise levels that can be emitted at places like religious centers, which is a major source of noise, especially at night.
I think we are just about out of time. And so I want to thank you again for a very nice presentation, and thank you for such nice answers.